So what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Here we are back at it again, man. And today I want to cover Anthem. All right, we got to talk about this Anthem. Anthem looking spectacular. It's a lot of stuff going on in the background. We got a lot of people talking smack about the game. But after playing the VIP demo, I got to tell you off top, this game is phenomenal. All right, Anthem is gonna be something great. All right, now the graphics was amazing. It's kind of like Destiny, but with a brighter format, kind of similar to what you would get out of No Man's Sky with all the brightness and colors and design. Anthem, I would have to say, graphics wise, it showed its shine in that VIP demo. Yeah, it was some people who had some bugs and some other issues as far as loading the game. I myself had quite a few problems, but these few problems, once the game was loaded, when I was playing the game, all right, for the time that I did play it, I barely had any problems aside from being able to start the game itself. Now remember, this was a VIP demo. This wasn't even the game, and it's already at a better standpoint than most games. So you may wonder, why is it that Anthem getting so much hate right now? Well, I'm the messenger here to tell you that the only reason Anthem getting any hate is from haters. And when I say haters, I mean EA haters. Alright, now, do EA deserve some hate right now? Yes, they certainly do. But BioWare ain't got nothing to do with EA as far as who idea to create the game, who put all their work and passion into the game. The people who developed this game put a lot of love into it. You can tell playing it. The flight, the control, the different armor pieces, all the stuff they put in there, this stuff came from developers, not EA. EA is a producer. You know, it's kind of like, you know, you can't be mad at the people who got the company to back their game. You know, the game still came from a person. It still came from a group that's separate from EA, aside from with the only connection being that this the company who produce or put out their games. All right, but BioWare is a group, so you can't hold against BioWare what EA doing wrong. Now, I see that people also giving it hate in regards to, since EA a part of it, which I've said EA deserved the hate. EA ain't been messing up a lot lately, but they want to charge people for armor pieces. Now what I say is it's just pure foolishness. How the world came in 2019, 2018 to a place where people actually pay real money for in-game cosmetics, I will never understand. I think it's pure foolishness. I think people who buy that, in a way, they want to get their money up for something. Alright, they got money they want to spend, and that's how they spend it. So as long as EA stick to doing stuff that's simply cosmetic and nothing that's changing the effects of the game, your armor stats, none of those pieces you buy, as I'm showing again in the background, you can see where I was looking through the menus on the armor pieces to see if they would add any stats to my armor, you know, any crit hit, anything like that. Ain't nothing like that. Not in Anthem, not for the armor. Alright, so the only thing that really is upgraded is your weapons, you know, little stuff like what you see above. This is what you can upgrade. Alright, so the armor don't even have no significant effect in the game other than looks. So if people want to pay for that stuff, that's fine. My only argument would be that when people pay for it, it make game developers feel like, why should I put this in the game from jump when I can charge money for the armor and looks later? Alright, that's the thing I really don't like about it. But this ain't worse than some of them little mystery boxes and randomized boxes that they was doing before. Alright, so even though EA makes some bad calls, the way that Anthem is done ain't really nothing game breaking. Alright, now let's get on a little bit into the design of Anthem as in how you play the game from the PvP standpoint. It'd be very enjoyable to rock that game with your boys. With a group of friends, you're gonna have probably a great time playing this. The way that the missions design, having these strongholds, the bosses seem pretty incredible. And the game do got a slight difficulty to it. I mean, I only got to play it up to hard. I play every mission on hard, and I can say that it has some challenging moments. Alright, it was a little easy at points, you know, with AI that's a little hesitant or afraid, where you can kind of hide and peek them around corners, you know. So the gameplay ain't as fast paced continuously as I would hope, you know. Like, I wish they was more aggressive, the enemies. But overall, the game's still really good. It's got a good little playtime level of difficulty to it, so you should get a good little play out of it. Now, the next thing I want to touch on is Anthem not having any PvP. Alright, Now this PvP, I heard a lot of talk about this too. Some of the top Reddit posts, in particular, talking about how PvP don't need to be in Anthem. I completely disagree with that. All right, now what I want to say though is the way that they put the PvP into Anthem should be slightly different than that to say a game like the Division 2. All right, the Division 2 is not Anthem. I'm gonna got a little something for that coming up next. But for now, I just want to focus on if Anthem is a game that you will want to purchase. All right, so it has no PvP. So that's something you might want to consider if you're a PvP player. As of right now, on release, the game will not have PvP. What I'm hoping is eventually when they do introduce PvP, they make the smart call. Alright, and when I say that, I mean you let people have two modes in PvP automatically. One kind of similar to Destiny where you can play with no stat limits on all gear, and another mode where there are no stats, where instead you just pick whatever Titan you want to use. All right, you pick whatever, whatever one of the machines, I forgot what you're calling them, but whatever one you want to use, you pick that and that's what you use. The stats set across for all of the robots that you're going to use, period. All right, this will eliminate all the extra trash. You won't have to worry about the stats of it. You just pick the bot, the armor, and then you get out there and you fight. Another thing that I think would be good is just having something simple as maybe a 8-man death match, maybe a 16-man death match, and another kind of style mission where you can push along the objective, maybe something in the air, where the team got to fly up maybe and you got to touch it or hit it to make the objective move across the map for the team that's pushing, and the team that's defending can push it back the other way, and then at the end of the time, I don't know, maybe whoever pushes it the furthest win. But you're gonna need something in the PvP that focuses on the flight as well. I think something like this would be pretty good, and it'll let you just have all across the board stats for every machine except for their special abilities. Alright, and this would be the only thing that would stay the same. So of course, if you pick the heavy bot, you get the kind of nuclear blast he got, which is pretty powerful. And if you pick the magician, you get the psychic blast thing. Whoever you pick is what you get. You get the point. Alright, so that'll be for the PvP standard. But I think the game should have PvP. When you put in that many hours into a game like this and you stack that much stuff, there do come a point where rather than just being done with it, it's always fun to at least get to try out a PvP. It's an online only game. That's another reason for PvP, so just to keep it spiced up, to give people something extra to do. I think that the PvP should come. I'm glad that they didn't start with PvP right off top, because it did give them more time to focus on the game design itself, and hopefully that show starting in tomorrow's demo. Alright, so if you haven't gotten the chance to play Anthem, I highly recommend it. Excellent game so far in my opinion. From the controls to the graphics to the idea to the flight, it's all really, really cool, and I think most people are going to enjoy it. So if you've been considering it, go ahead and go for it. So far, that's a big green light. Now, as far as the loading problems of getting the game started and stuff like that, I think that's something that they possibly could smooth out. I'm even expecting that coming in tomorrow's demo, you will see improvement as far as the loading of the game. I had it happen to me so few times that it's obviously nothing too huge. It's something that they may have overlooked as far as having so many people play it in comparison to having a few people playing it, especially when some people could just go out and buy extra keys, so then whatever you plan for, you get this onslaught more, where you just thinking that you got pre-order people, when the pre-order people got to add 3 friends, and then people go on Reddit and they pass out their keys. Some people go out and buy their keys. It's a lot of different ways that you end up with way more people on the game than you anticipated, and I believe that's possibly what happened to them. But yeah, stop letting the EA thing get to you. EA is the Scrooge McDuck of video games right now, but BioWare is BioWare, and BioWare has made a good game after a long time of not really putting out nothing that's very interesting. They finally then came with something that's top notch. Alright, so out of a scale of 1 to 10, I would give Anthem with a 10 being the highest. This is looking like a 9.5 game. Alright, this is gonna be a really good one. So I give it the green light on purchase, in my opinion. And we're gonna come back with a little bit more after I get to try the demo. I just wanted to get this up there and let y'all know what my standpoint on Anthem was. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, hit that subscribe, and I will catch you on the next one.